Hello everyone, it is Lori Bradley and I am here in St. Louis, Missouri. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and it is time for our Fun Fold Friday. Today I'm going to show you a triangle fold and I'll open one of these to show you. And the card itself is a triangle shape. I'm not sure it'll all fit on my screen. And then the other one is the same shape, but when we do a normal card, a normal shape that's a hot dog or a hamburger fold, it uses you get two cards per each sheet of cardstock, and you'll still get two cards from each piece of cardstock. It's just cut a little bit different, and then we'll cut our designer series paper. So when you do this one, it's just as easy to make two at a time, which makes it super fun and you kill two birds with one stone. So let's get going. I used the Charming Day designer series paper. That's Charming Day. Oh, Floral Charm. Sorry, the stamp set is Charming Day. I used the Charming Day bundle a little bit to add in a couple of extra things. For this one, I used the Textured Notes dies. This one I used that Spotlight on Nature, which is one of my absolute favorites, along with the Sentimental Framing stamp set. So I kind of mixed and matched a little bit. I wanted to show you 4 different stamp sets with the cards. So we have a happy birthday and a thinking of you. So I'll set those aside and I'm gonna show you. Our first job is going to be to score our paper. Now, normally I would use my paper trimmer to cut my paper, or trim my, no, not trim. I would use it to trim my paper, to score my paper. However, because I need to take off the scoring blade to make it cut easier, I'm going to use my scoreboard. So we're going to score this at 4 1/4. And that's the long way. We're gonna score it all the way down. It's hidden off the bottom here. And then we're gonna turn it the other way. And that would be a half sheet of cardstock. And we're gonna score it at 5 1/2 this way. So 4 1/4 on the long, or actually on the short side, going long ways, and 5 1/2 on the long side. Now that's where we would typically cut to make a half sheet for each one, but we're gonna do something a little different. So we're done with the scoreboard. And I'm going to put my paper, make sure you can see this. Lift it up just a little bit. There we go. All right. I'm going to put my paper into my trimmer so that this point is on the little track for the cutting. And that's why I took out my scoreboard or my scoring blade, because if I had that in there, it wouldn't actually go all the way to the top, and so it wouldn't cut all the way through where we needed it to. All right, and then the bottom side, I'm going to turn this so you can see it. The bottom corner is right here in the bottom of the cutting track. You might find it easier to not start on that very end. Actually, like don't start right there, because if you come back this way, you're gonna wrinkle your paper a little bit. So I would say just kind of start in the middle, go all the way to the end, and then come back, okay? And that way, my trimmer blade needs to be replaced. I didn't realize it was quite so dull. All right, so normally if your trimmer blade was working properly, there's always something with me, isn't there? All right, we're done with the trimming. We have 2 triangle card bases, and I'm going to fold those down. I want my edges to be nice and folded. You can use your bone folder. I just don't have my bone folder handy. Now these should line up. There we go. Just trim off this little bitty piece right here. All right, and then the other one, let's fold that one as well. All right, so the fold is actually across the middle, and it's gonna open like that. Now, for my first two, I did the fold so that it opened vertically. It's a vertical fold. I'm going to try, I've cut my paper at the other angle. I have cut my paper. This is still the Floral Charm paper, just a different pattern. And I cut it so that it's 5 1/4 by 4. When I cut this particular piece, I did 4 by 5 1/4 so that it was vertical. So I'm gonna do this one horizontal. We will see what happens. So this is portrait, this is landscape. You're going to need 2 pieces of designer series paper with 2 different patterns. And I was just lucky enough that this particular designer series paper has the sides match. Sometimes they're this color and then they're pink on the back, and that would not really look very good. So just make sure that you notice that if your pattern has a direction, that you're gonna wanna make sure it's going the right way and you don't have flowers growing upside down. So I told you a lie. I'm not done with my paper trimmer. We are going to cut our paper. I'm gonna cut both pieces and I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm going to put it corner to corner and have it in that track. This one I can cut from end to end just because it's a little bit easier to get through that designer series paper. And so I have 2 of those. We need 2 because we're making 2 cards. And let's see, to make sure you do it the right direction also. We want our paper to go the right way. So this one, I'm going to do this corner, I think. Okay. Now, let's assemble. This is our first one, and this can go either direction. You can make this whatever works for you. If you want it to open toward the bottom, or if you want it to open toward the top, or if it was vertical, it could open either way also. Doesn't make any difference. The fold and the opening is still, it's all good. All right. So this one, I'll line that up there. Oop. And then this one goes here. And this one will go here. And this one here. So this one will actually be the opposite. All right, I just want to make sure I had my triangles correct before I started gluing, and we had to talk about this a little more. All right, so the back of this is Mossy Meadow, and I will put all of the measurements and all of the dimensions, let's get the right glue, all of the dimensions in the comments, okay? So that way you will know what I've done here. Make sure you get a little glue in the corner so that those corners don't ride up. And this one's gonna be the top piece. So this card will open from the bottom. And you're just gonna leave a little bit of a margin right around the edge on the triangle. By making it 4 by 5 1/4, we made it so that it fits properly. And then this one's gonna be the back side. We're gonna do one of each pattern on each card. You could easily do the same pattern and have the flowers continue. But I kind of like the two-tone, and I haven't done the green yet. So we're gonna put those together first. So you got your piece for the bottom. So that's gonna be our flower one. Just gotta keep your triangle straight. If your pattern is not directional, this is a little bit easier actually. And if it doesn't work, flip your fold around and go the other way so that it works for you. You can always make it work. And then this one will be the green, so we need our glue on the flower side. This is the hardest part, figuring out which triangle goes on which flap. Just like that. All right, so far so good. We've got our 2 flaps. One, the flower is on the top, one's the flower on the bottom, okay? Now we just have to decorate. So I'm going to put just a white panel on the inside, and these are both 4 by 5 1/4, just your standard panel size. Put those right on the inside. like to get as many pieces out of the way as we can so that I can be as clutter-free as possible. Sometimes that's hard. Okay, and then we'll do this one as well. And I went ahead and I used a Spotlight on Nature die and a sentimental framing die. The sentimental framing bundle is really fun. It's dies and words, great words actually. And so I've used that one, and I've also cut, let me show you what I have here for decoration. I have a Spotlight on Nature circle, and I use one of the paper tags stamps. I went ahead and stamped them just so you didn't have to watch me do that. This one is a sentimental framing die. Look at those little fun perforated dots around the outside. And then these are from Charming Day, the bundle that I used to begin with that matches our paper. And it is, I just cut some leaves and I'm gonna call it a weed, but it's a flower stem. So I'm gonna got the weeds and I've got the leaves. Now the one thing that we have to remember is that we want it to be in the middle, or you could do it off to the side too if you wanted, but it's only going to stick onto one side. So you want to make sure that you only put your adhesive where it's going to stick. Because if you put it on the whole sentiment piece, our card's not going to open, and that defeats the whole purpose, right? Okay, now I'm going to, actually, I think I'm going to attach this one to the bottom side because I want to put a couple of leaves here. I think I want to do the leaves out like this. All right, but I also have some really pretty gold ribbon, just mesh, gold striped ribbon. And I want to use that, but I got to be careful. So you can embellish these any way you want, but if you're going to put some ribbon on there, keep in mind where you're going to attach it. I'll make that a little longer. There we go. This ribbon looks like it needs a little bit of an ironing board. Looks like an iron is needed. Sloop that behind. And then maybe I'll stick one ribbon or one leaf up on the top. Actually, where are we gonna put this? Let's put this, I'm trying to place this without gluing, which is a little bit harder. All right. I don't want to put it on the top of this one. You know what? We're going to switch our card. I'm going to switch it, and we are going to use this one, and we're going to put our leaves at the top. That's what we're going to do. All right. Now, here's the next trick. When we're putting this on, we want to make sure that anything that we've attached is attached and hidden. It'll be okay if the ribbon hangs out the bottom, but we just want to make sure that we attach it up at the top so that it's not visible, okay? Because we don't want everybody looking at all the junk in the back. So we're going to put that right up at the top, just like that. There we go. And then I'll just poke those little, actually I should have put those under the tape, huh? There's no rhyme or reason, no right or wrong. We're just gonna have a couple of leaves at the top. Maybe. And our ribbon in between. There we go. All right. Whoop, that guy doesn't want to stay. I thought he did. He's not interested. All right, now, the bottom can show, but I'm going to put my dimensionals at the top right where it's going to be attached so that it's hidden. Okay, that's the name of this game. We're going to hide our dimensionals, or hide our ribbon and all the ugly attachment. It's going to be on the hidden side. Just make sure you know where it's going. All right, so see all the junk? We're not going to see that. We're not going to see all the ugly. It's like the behind the scenes piece, okay? So I'm gonna lay that down, and I'm going to put that so that it's dimensional right across that top flap, like this. And this piece is okay. It can hang down like that. We still have our ribbon. And we're gonna fold that just like that. All right, now we just need a little bit of bling. Actually, let me finish the cards and then we'll bling them. I have some bling here ready to go. All right, this one, the flowers are on the bottom. This one, I have the sentimental framing with the die. Looks like I missed a couple of polka dots there. Now, I just have to decide whether I want to put that on the top. Actually, I think I'm going to attach it very carefully so that my leaves are next to my words. Okay, let's attach this one on the top so that way I can glue that leaf down. And you can kind of play with it, see what you want to do. But I'm going to put some leaves, dots of glue on my leaves at the top so that they stick, so I know where I'm going to attach it. Just little dots. It doesn't take a whole lot because these are tiny little leaves with delicate pieces, so it won't take a whole lot. Okay. And then got it attached. Now I'm going to put another small piece of ribbon back behind this side, and that way it'll stand out a little better. Like this. See where I'm going with that? Okay, now again, I'm gonna tape it. I just wanna make sure that it's on that side that's going to be attached. Behind the scenes, you just gotta watch your behind the scenes pieces. All right, there we go. Looks like a little florist bouquet, like their little corsage. Now, I wanna keep in mind, I'm gonna keep my dimensionals about halfway across. So I wanna just keep it behind the maybe I'm so sorry. Like, let's just make sure we don't put it past that. I have some, put a bigger one down here. We don't want it to go through those holes either. We don't want to see that from the front, so I probably chose tricky here. But just make sure you have enough dimensionals to hold it on there. I need another one right here. Make sure I've got it all covered. And if you're nervous about that, put it where you think you might want it. Don't push it all the way down. I gotta look at it just a little bit. There we go. No dimensional showing, so that means I can push it all the way down. My loop came loose, so that's an easy fix. We're just gonna trim that right off. All right, so I'm so grateful. Nice. There we go. Now, let's put some gems on here. Because I used the gold ribbon, I pulled out the adhesive back to metallic gems. And I'm gonna put the gold, I'm gonna do some gold. And there's, again, no right or wrong, wherever you wanna put those. I'm gonna use my scissors because my pokey tool, my take your pick tool is on the desk, the other desk. All right. All right, so a little bit of gold bling to make that shine. And then let's do the same thing with this one. And then we will be completely done. You can, this would be a great man card. Oh, well, it wouldn't be a man card with this floral paper, but you could easily change the pattern. You could do a Christmas card. You could make it a Halloween card. So many different options that you could do that would make this so awesome. Let's just go all there. All right, so we have two that are horizontal, all using the Floral Charm paper, this Mossy Meadow. And again, it's a half sheet of cardstock. It's just folded differently. So here's our horizontal versions. And then we have two vertical options that have the same exact measurements. Just depends on how you turn your paper and how you turn your folds. So thank you for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this fold. Like I said, I'll put all the dimensions in the comments, and I will look forward to seeing you next week. Have a great night.